I've been performing at the Mothership for a couple years now, and that is the first time an audience member has said the N-word.
What happened to the room when she did it?
They all applauded.
She got on stage after that.
Yeah.
She got passed.
Yeah, Rogan invited her to the green room.
Immediately.
Welcome to the Tre Stewart program. We got Jake from Joke World. What's your last name? I want to say it right.
Frombach.
Frombach?
Yes.
Jake Frombach, everybody. Yeah. You're like the Walter Cronkite of comedy. That's what they call him.
That'd be great.
Yeah, no.
Start calling me. That would be good.
We're starting to hit the Walter Cronkite of comedy, everybody. Your reporting is very uniquely positive.
Thank you.
A sea of just kind of negativity and like people talking shit. With that said, out of everybody you've interviewed, who do you hate the most? Let's start with you.
It's going to be changing direction for you at this point.
I actually there's this one guy when I was doing interviews in Tampa who I interviewed him once and it went fine. This is off my channel now, so you can't even find it. And this is years ago. And I interviewed him once, it went fine. This is when I was just trying to get I had a podcast going. I thought that the people coming to a channel that was trying to save you time from watching all the podcasts, I thought it was a good idea to add another hour-long podcast into that mix. I was like, they definitely want to hear me just yapping to these random guys. So I got to maybe 20 episodes of just interviewing like comedians in the Tampa scene and stuff like that. And this one guy, we had a good conversation the first time, then probably 2 months went by, and he texted me, he goes, I'm moving to New York, I'm trying to get on SNL, so I'm trying to do all the publicity I can get, all the clips I can get out there, can I come do your podcast right now? And this is like just a normal night, like not when I'm trying to film or something, so I was like, I lied, I said I wasn't home, and I'll be back in like 5 hours, but maybe next time, and good luck in New York, and try to get out of it. And he goes, oh, I'll just wait over here. So I'm okay. So 4 hours later, he's up in my room. I still waited there for that amount of time because I didn't want to get caught in my lie. And he spent it was normal for 10 minutes. And then the rest of the time, he was just roasting the shit out of me, like to my face. And I'm recording just in my room. I had 2 other roommates. I'm just in my room. They can hear this. It's very embarrassing. And he's just going, yeah, so where do you even get off making a channel like this? It's just it's just such bullshit. I'm out here actually doing comedy, and then you're going to be judging Dancing with the Stars one day, being like, this is the guy who found the funniest Theo Von moment. I'm like, well,
he just started talking shit at
just
you?
talking shit about the channel and about how it's cheap, I guess, which I could see how people could view it that way, especially 3 years ago. But it was just so crazy because he expected me to put out the episode. I just kept my calm, and I was like, well, interviewing these people that I'm making clips of kind of gives me that, satisfaction that they're okay with it, and that's kind of, the justification, blah, blah. And then after he left, I just never posted it, and he still was texting me days after, being like, hey, when's that coming out? like I would post just a whole hour of someone just shitting on the idea of the channel, and then he's like, why isn't that coming out? And it was just, so that's the least favorite person I've ever interviewed.
And his name is what? Who's still a comic?
Michael Che. We got on SNL.
Cam Patterson.
Yeah. The first time I interviewed Cam, it was on FaceTime, and he was holding the phone vertical this close to his face with 6 other family members in the background, and he wasn't wearing headphones or anything, and the audio was in all of it.
That's great.
And every answer he would he'd put it up to his ear to hear my question, and then be like, yeah, no, it's cool, man. And I was like, I don't know what to do with this footage, but yeah, that was cool. It was not Cam. It was Job. Jacobs just plays for the Packers. I don't want to listen. We just started off though by saying how positive I am. So I've always wanted to do that. Let's bleep this name. I've always wanted to, and the guy that plays for the Packers, because that's pretty much the exact. I've always wanted to do that on a podcast though. Actually, be like, oh, actually bleep that, or look something up. I see we have Google here. I'm excited to do that.
Yeah,
I'm
we
got to cosplay as a podcaster.
Yeah, right.
Because I do interviews also. Some people think that I still have the podcast, but that kind of ended. Not that interview per se, but years ago I kind of ended that long form podcast thing, and now I'm just writing specific questions and having where these responses will fall into the whole video in mind. So it's not really a podcast, and that's why Zoom is so much better, I feel because sometimes I only need to talk to someone for 10 or 15 minutes.
I feel like you were one of the first, if not the first, channel to comment on comedy, right? There's a lot of them now. Comedy has gotten so big that there are several channels just dedicated to commenting on comedy podcasts.
And they get good views, too.
Too Lazy to Try.
Yeah.
That's a one. Podcast Cringe.
As far as long form videos go, I am on for sure the lower end of like views, as like from those channels they get like 100,000 minimum into the 300, 400.
I feel like you're bigger than they are though, in my head.
Subscriber wise and like output, and our shorts do well, and occasionally like we're capable of getting big numbers on a long form video, but sometimes we'll want to make a video about the difference between arena comedy or theater comedy or club comedy, and that's hard to title to get more views than like the end of Bert Kreischer's career for the 80th time. Like,
yeah, how many times is Bert Kreischer's career gonna be over?
I get a few now.
It's and every time I'm like, this is it. I'm eating it up.
And
I'm like,
he sells now another arena and just
there is a lot of beef going on these days, comedy beef.
Well, it's weird because and also those other channels. One, I don't like hate them, because also I feel like they make me look better, because every time I meet real comedians, the first thing they always say is like, I appreciate how positive you are, when in reality I'm trying to just be factual, but they kind of make me come off so positive because...
Okay, can I stop? I thought you were going to say, they think I'm positive, but in reality I hate them all. I thought you were about to take a hard
No, I think I'm a naturally positive guy.
Yeah, you seem that way. So it wasn't a decision for you, like a marketing decision, I'm going to be... just straight news.
My main thing is I wanted to be factual, which they're so fan fictionized that being factual makes you look like you're being super positive and like glazing. If you just say this person is selling out arenas, which is the fact, then you go,
I get off his dick.
Yeah, so it's like I am coming from the perspective of a sports. That's my number one. I like sports even more than comedy. If that wasn't so saturated sports media, maybe I would, try to do that. That's been established before. I feel like there is no comedy media, and that's probably my second favorite thing in the world. And I had brief experiences doing stand-up in college. That was like what I wanted to do at a certain point.
Oh, you did?
I did.
How many sets?
Probably like once a week for maybe 2 years.
Wow. Okay.
But like it was in college, and it was like. It wasn't like a career. It was just like a passion, like a hobby that I wanted to do. That was like my plan, is like I'm going to graduate with a degree in, I had a marketing degree and a sport business minor. So I was going to try to either get like a ticket sales job in like New York or LA for one of those teams, so I could be in like a real scene. Because I wasn't fully willing to risk like not having a job. My parents paid for me to go to college. I didn't want to just be like, I'm going to just do comedy. But that's what I really liked. And that's why I loved listening to JRE, because that was the only place to like learn how to be a comedian, and like they would like talk about like how they did stuff. So I would just listen to that while I worked for the city during the summer and over winter break, like doing all that kind of stuff where you're just doing like manual labor, got the headphones in, learning about comedy, doing maybe one open mic a week. And then my plan was to try to get a real job in one of these cities and then try to pursue that. But I graduated during 2020, or like got sent home during that spring of 2020, graduated online.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And so by the time I graduated, I couldn't get a real job. I couldn't do open mics in Cleveland, that kind of thing. And that's when I started doing Instacart and listening to even more comedy podcasts. So then being like, I also like YouTube. I like guys like Cody Ko and like people that do commentary shit. Yeah. And no one's doing this about stand-up. So then all these ideas just kind of came together. I had this small background of like, I know kind of how it feels to like write a joke and perform it, but I've never like been on tour. I'm not like, it was just a hobby. Yeah. But I feel like it was a good background to come to have a little bit of experience, I guess.
Yeah, because you can tell that you respect it just from the way you...
Yeah, so then I'm just trying to be like, you know what, this should exist. Like there's comedy's so big right now, there should be a sports center for this.
Absolutely.
And so if that means that I'll never do stand-up again, that's not the end of the world. Like that wasn't like, it was what I wanted to do at one point.
You've already ruled it out. You're never going to...
Well, I would do it just for fun, or because I want to eventually have a showcase show, like once a month in Austin, kind of like the Secret Show or something. But it's just once a month to make it more like exclusive. So then people are like really trying to get on the show and get booked on.
Right. It's like
the only thing though is I think it'd be the most embarrassing thing in the world if people thought that I did all of this work to just like slap my own stand up on top of it.
Right. It's easier to create that separation. I feel like you would get more respect if you stay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so I'm completely willing to just stay out of it because I feel like there's more to lose visually than there is to gain.
Let me ask you this. What if Saudi Arabia...
How much? Name your price right now. Name your price. Don't even think about it. Just throw out a number.
They give you a bag. Are you going to pull a Bill Burr or a Shane Gillis?
Well, that's fine. You can't compare me to one of the rich people, though. I feel like it's more understandable for the non-rich.
For sure.
For the non-richers.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, everyone's kind of rich, I guess. But, you know what I mean? Like the multimillionaires, I feel like that's what kind of looks different about it. But I feel like that's kind of went away. Like, I feel like everyone's kind of done talking about it. I was almost embarrassed. The last video that we put out before, it was our interview with James McCann from a while ago. That's a plug for our video. Go check that out. And before we were working on that one, I was like, well, maybe we need to just put like a bow on this whole wrld thing because there's so many different perspectives talking about it. Most of them are a little bit gossipy. Maybe I could try to use this like, you know, straightforward news approach on just like, you know, sorting out why some people got different reactions than each other. And I was kind of like, I wrote like the whole script and it just seemed kind of like, I don't know, like just a bunch of points have already been said before. And then I watched Patrick CC's video on it, who does like...
Oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, and it was just like really good and well-researched and went into like a bunch of like smarter shit that I was not going to include in mine. And then it had like almost 1 million views. And I was like, I'll just leave this alone and just make a video about James McCann instead, because that seems just like... And I'm so glad that I did that because it took so long to edit that I would have been posting it yesterday, which seems so late in the game of like... Now it would really feel like I'm, you know, tagging on to this whole thing, trying to get views out of it. And if anyone were to misinterpret that, especially from the comedian side, it would just not really be worth it. Because, you know what's interesting? I just listened to Shams on Flagrant, the NBA insider. That was my bad Tony impression, right?
You gotta remember that.
The adjustments that all these people have made since like the Epstein files, for example, those don't come out, then everyone's going after these podcasters being like, this was your big thing to do, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, none of them have been like, well, actually, we're on board with them not coming. Like, they've stayed consistent with their views the entire time. They've been mad at Trump for the things that he hasn't done well. They've said, so I'm like, I don't know what you want from these people. They're all trying to get views. They reached out to both candidates. In hindsight, they shouldn't have done that. I wish they wouldn't have done that because now there's this whole, it just opened them up for all this criticism. But
I think talking to them is one thing, but the minute you actually endorse somebody, you are attached to everything they do. So it's like the second Joe actually endorsed Trump, like it or not, he's attached to immigrants being locked up and rounded up, people that are here. You know, Theo Von, the ICE thing.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. That was crazy.
Heard you got deported, dude. Bye.
Vaughn posted on social media that he didn't approve of DHS posting the video seemingly without his permission. The right-wing podcaster scolded the department, saying his views on immigration are more nuanced than the video.
Pretty funny of ICE, actually.
No, they also did a Pokemon video.
They did?
Gotta catch them all.
Really?
They took the theme of Pokemon. I know that's gone because Pokemon wouldn't let that. But they reposted the theme of Gotta catch them all with ICE, showing ICE people rounding up, which is hilariously inhumane.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's so inhumane that it's funny.
It's exactly right. It's terrible.
Jeez.
But it sucks. Yeah, you're right. It's one thing to talk to Trump, but when you openly endorse him, it's kind of like I am interested at the people that are shocked, you know, because of what were you looking at with Trump? It's like, did he seem like a stand-up guy?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean? It's like, stick to your guns. If you voted for Trump and you're like, yeah, this is what I want, I respect that. But the people that are like, this isn't what I voted for, I'm like, what did you think was gonna happen?
Yeah.
A part of me is like, kind of like, really? Are you that shocked?
People can also just do what I also don't like videos of people being like, this is what this person should have done and this, and like they can just do whatever they want. But the question was, is any of that criticism fair? I think, yeah, in getting in bed with that is open up a big can of worms that I'm also nervous for 3 years from now or the next election. They saw how effective this was, or maybe it even wasn't that effective and the media just blamed it all on the podcast bros because they like this is what Rogan always says. You're just blaming it on us instead of running like a dead candidate. But now I'm seeing like how effective it all is. Is the next election just going to be? We're just going to be blasted with these on every podcast.
Oh, you know AOC is going to be on Flagrant. I can't wait. By the way, that's going to be.
Well, Flagrant's had Bernie on and the New York guy on, and I don't think people care. Something that I thought of is when I saw Zoran on Flagrant, and also I love comedy and I love sports. I wouldn't have time to also be invested in politics. Like that's
you only have so many.
Yeah, so I don't know much about like this shit, but like all I can point out when things aren't, you know, are a little hypocritical. And if Zoran gets elected and doesn't implement everything that he said he's going to do in that flagrant video, I hope all these comedians are at Schultz's neck going, hey, why didn't you push back against this the same way they did about the Trump interview? Rogan's on camera for years being like, Dana White's trying to get me to have Trump on, even when it wasn't an election season. And he says, I don't want to do that because I think that he's going to use my platform in the wrong ways. He's not going to give me an honest answer. I want to talk about aliens and JFK, and he's going to be like spinning everything. Yeah. That footage is out there for like a long time.
And you know what I think changed? I think Democrats and
well, they turned him yellow on CNN. I mean, they did. They fucked him over.
Yeah, absolutely. like, that is.
It's like that Hannibal meme where he gets shot and then they go, who shot Hannibal? It's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like the whole thing. In fact, there's a clip. I want to see because you know Stavros?
Yeah. I don't know him, but yeah.
But he kind of touched on this. It's exactly what we're saying, and we can comment on this.
Trump on their podcast. I just thought that sucked. Even if you like the guy, right? Which I don't. That sucks.
Yeah.
You're not smart enough to have, like, a real journalist should be interviewing him. You're doing it because it's clicks, right? Because it's like, and because some comedians have deluded themselves into thinking we're important. Once you think you're important, you're not. It's pull the handbrake. You're not funny anymore.
They're obsessed with this notion about a Rogan of the left. And to your point, Rogan was the Rogan of the left.
Yeah.
Like he had on Bernie, and they got mad. They crucified Rogan for kind of liking Bernie.
Who are you going to vote for in the primary?
I think I'll probably vote for Bernie. Him as a human being, when I was hanging out with him, and I believe in him. I like him a lot. What Bernie stands for is a guy who, well, look, you could dig up dirt on every single human being that's ever existed if you catch them in their worst moment, and you magnify those moments, and you cut out everything else, and you only display those worst moments. That said, you can't find very many with Bernie. He's been insanely consistent his entire life. He's basically been saying the same thing, been for the same thing his whole life.
Yeah.
He like tepidly was like, I think he's kind of a cool guy. And they came at him. They're like, transphobe, blah, blah, blah. And so it's interesting. I don't care whether it's Donald Trump or Zoran Mamdani. If you're a comedian and you want to do a rally, I think that's on you. The people that went so hard at Tony.
A lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay.
Some of them did a rally for Zoran. Have you seen that?
Oh, no, I did not know that.
To our MC, Gianmarco Soresi.
He went the hardest.
I'm a little flustered.
Exactly.
Backstage, I met Zoran for the first time in person. And this might be somewhat ageist for me to say. It's just so nice to support a politician that's too young to have been friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
That's funny. Okay, but no, okay, so that's actually pretty funny. But it's not about him. No, he's a funny guy, but it's like you went so hard at Tony Hinchcliffe for doing a rally, and then you turn around and do a rally for a political figure. It's just it goes back to the double standards. Like Mark Maron is like,
he had Obama on again after all the call-outs. So that's why sometimes I feel like it's almost like doing the rally or what Mark Maron's doing. I also feel like it's like the same way that everyone was about, you know, free speech and not banning people and all that stuff. I think Elon's banned some people from X even now, and like Jimmy Kimmel, all that shit. So like everyone can talk about it, and then once they get the opportunity, everyone just gets like greedy and just takes the easiest route just like right away because it feels good and it's like nice, and it's like, well, if they're doing it anyway, then I might as well do it because I'm not going to stop them from doing it. So it's just like the fighting fire with fire thing, but it's like it would be so much more powerful to take a stand and to be like, because dude, imagine how much you could shit on Tony if you go, my favorite guy, Zoran, he invited me to do the rally and I said no because I really think that comedy, then that's awesome. Like then you got even more ammunition against this guy you hate, Tony.
Of course.
If you want to keep making content about comedians as a comedian.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of whack in its own right, especially if you are funny. Like, you know, you just make funny stuff.
Just be funny. Yeah. If you're funny, you should be able to just be funny instead of like making it all about other comics and what they did wrong. And again, it's weird for me to agree with a point and then watch them do the very thing that they were mad at.
Yeah, well, that's like what I think we talked about the first time we met about that's how I felt like going to Yellow Springs all those times and hearing Chappelle close out every set with like this real inspirational speech about like humanity.
Oh yeah, you
like,
got to see Chappelle at his fucking club.
Yeah, and then and then he like, you know, a week later goes to
yeah.
So it's like that was like
pretty funny bit.
It is. It's funny. It's really funny. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of like nobody really cares about the Riyadh thing. Nobody cares about anything.
No one cares about any. Yeah. That's why I'm so. Well, that's what pisses me off about the Austin shit talk and all that stuff is no one really cares about anything. Yeah. They're just, and also from the, like, I get the internet doing it. I have no problem with the internet doing it. They should be doing that. And it's like probably more fun to be tearing something down than building it up. And if you were just making a channel that only builds things up, that would be, I don't know, I'm kind of weird. I guess that's kind of what we do. It's also news. Like, the function is news for me. So I'm not, like, shocked that, you know, Cody Ko, who I mentioned was an inspiration to my channel, he makes mostly negative videos about other YouTubers, like, back in the day when I really watched them, like Jake Paul is cringe or whatever, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's not like I don't understand why that exists. I just think that when the actual comedians start doing it, not the people of the internet, because the people of the internet, we're like the fan base, you know, like this is what we should be doing. That's like sports, you know, I talk shit about my own coach that he should be fired way more than I say nice things about him, but I love my team.
Exactly.
So that doesn't make any, that's not confusing me at all why these commentary channels are big or why they exist. And also they're getting the views. And also they never make a video about the actually shitty comedians in Austin. They're only making them about the most famous comedians because they're still getting views. If they actually cared about good comedy versus bad comedy, then they would go to somewhere like a bar show and they would be like, this guy sucks. But it would be an unknown person.
I was just going to say, the thing that bugs me about all the Austin stuff is it's only Kill Tony and Mothership focused. There's a lot of good comedians here. There's Black Rabbit, there's Creek in the Cave, there's East Austin Comedy Club, there's a bunch of local, Velveeta Room.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of funny people around here doing awesome stuff and nobody cares to shine a light on it at all.
They're going after the stand-up and the comedy of it all because that's what it's supposed to be all about. And going, oh, they're all hacks, they're all racist, they can only make jokes about trans people. But in reality, they're just mad about the political stuff.
Yes.
And they're pretending like it's the comedy stuff. But because they are professional comedians, we know that they know that that they're not being truthful. And that's what really bothers me. And being like, yeah, all of Austin is these racist, blah, 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 blah. But if you've done comedy for 20 years, then you know that every scene has bar shows where people are, you know, on drugs and schizophrenic and trying to be like, get shock from the whatever. Like, you know that. Yeah. And you're pretending like you don't.
Yeah. Also, like in a local scene, like if you're just going to doing comedy like in San Diego, there's like maybe 2 or 3 like crazy, like racist, weird people. All those people from every scene in the country left and came here, so it's bigger here. That's why. They're all here.
And, well, sorry, one last thing. The other Monday I was at Shakespeare's just, you know, networking around the Kill Tony signups and trying to meet people, whatever, get some B-roll. And I was talking to someone who goes, yeah, you know, there's like 400 people in this room. Probably only 100 of them actually do like open mics like around this, or like actually trying to be comedians. Yeah. Half these people are either like thinking that they're going to be a famous comedian who know nothing about comedy and are like, my first time's going to be on Kill Tony because that'll be romantic because I'm a fan of the show. Then I'll launch my career from there. And the other people are like just attention whores or like literally out of their fucking mind. And then they'll get up there and then it'll get clipped and they'll be like, this is the Austin comedy scene. Like they're a bucket pull. Like it's crazy to me.
We'll say that like I have heard my fair share of trans jokes here.
Yeah.
And I will say it does kind of get repetitive because there's only like 2 takes. You know, you either hate trans people or you love cutting kids' dicks off.
Yeah.
There's no in between. There's going to be that in every scene.
Yeah.
And I think the way to go about that isn't to focus on it. It's more to kind of like, but like you said, there's other comedy. There's other good stuff happening.
Also, as a comedian, like, don't you kind of understand that it's not really a topic that can be like they're just bad at making trans jokes. But you can make an amazing trans joke that no comedian should have a problem with. Like, if you're just saying that you cannot make trans jokes, then I guess I just disagree with you altogether. And it's literally like one of the things that is like talked like in society. You can't walk down the street without someone say, like, not even in a negative, you know, trans, where are my pronouns, this and that, and it's on the news all the time, and it's
the dating apps.
apps.
You got a lady, so you're not
right.
So you would know. But it's like if you're not careful swiping, You have to be careful. I read the bios and I have been fooled many times.
I love a good prank. If I got tricked, I wouldn't care. I love a good prank, dude.
Well, some of these trans women look good. I'm just gonna put that out there. They look like, that's why if you're just swiping, I'm like, oh, that looks like a woman. And then when you read the bio, it says trans woman.
That's nice of them to say.
It's very nice of them. Yeah, they don't.
You know
have
what?
to
I
do
have
that.
more respect for someone who transitions later in life because they transitioned into the ugliest part. You hear what I'm saying? They could have done it when they were young and hot, but they saved it till they were fucking ugly and old, and they still did it anyway.
Caitlyn Jenner, yeah.
Did it anyway.
Shout out to Caitlyn. I don't know.
But like that was funny. And then if someone in LA is like, what the fuck? Like that would make no sense to me.
It's like, I don't
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if people in Austin are thinking, like, just because Mark Maron said that one thing on Bad Friends, which was just like the most, showing your ass statement that just didn't make any sense.
Totally doesn't. Yeah.
I don't know if now everyone in Austin is doing the same thing that they're doing in a reverse way, going like, all they say is that we make trans jokes. If like just really one person's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't want to overreact the other way of like, maybe
you want to be careful of.
Well, no, just like if it's only Mark Maron talking shit and then everyone else in LA is like, we haven't said anything about Austin making trans jokes.
Oh, they do.
Okay.
I embrace that, and maybe it's partly because I'm a comedian, and partly because I'm like black. Not to assume my race, but black people. If these white liberals could hear how black people talk,
oh yeah,
they would be so triggered or whatever the hell. It's like, what are you talking about? Like I grew up calling shit gay and retarded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before it was cool. Like Patrice O'Neal. Lenny Bruce went to jail, so it's like the history of freedom of speech in comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It goes as far back as you
Yeah.
can go. I mean, Lenny Bruce literally went to jail so I can say faggot.
I watched the documentary on the Comedy Store like before I got into all of this.
Oh yeah,
and it was something that really inspired me to like stand up because I was like, these guys are like badass, like they're like doing drugs and getting in fights and doing all this cool. There's OD, not that that's cool or whatever, but it's like there's like some there's some grit to this.
Yeah.
And now it's just like Tom Segura tweeted at an airport employee, and it's like
Everybody
what the
saw.
I thought that these were supposed to be like not really good people that are like being very vulnerable, and like that's what made them interesting. And now it seems like
everybody's perfect. Everybody
they
is
have
right.
to be, or people are getting more mad at Joey Diaz for like saying that Bert Kreischer's funny than for armed kidnapping somebody, which he actually did. And it's just like it just doesn't make any sense. Like it drives me crazy. Like the morality of comedians, I thought that we liked them because they were kind of like dirt bags.
You're right. They should. That's why I liked it.
Imagine how gay Sam Kinison would think all of this current comedy drama. Like that, like it's just like I don't
it
know.
would be terrible. Yeah.
He's so lucky he fucking died in a car.
What would you say your top 5 specials this past year?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Yeah.
Brian Callen.
No, I haven't seen it,
right.
but not even in an offensive way. You know what really saved me?
Well, if you're looking for calisthenics, don't watch it because he does no push-ups, no dips at all.
The last 10 minutes of Brian Callen's special is the definition of what LA comics talk about.
Oh, really?
The transparent. I'm not even joking.
You're right.
I don't want to be the old guy making fun of a kid in a dress and a beard, and I don't think I was, but it might sound that way. Because I got to go deeper. And I thought to myself, what is it about this zeitgeist? Why did that trans movement take place in this zeitgeist? Why not mine? I would have loved to have worn a dress and a beard. Seriously, just to mess with my dad. And my dad was a Marine. To walk up to my dad in a dress and a beard just to watch his head explode, just to be like, Dad, guess what? I'm not your son. I'm not your daughter. I'm neither or both.
Right.
It literally
Yeah, you are
is
right about
trans
that.
brain. Like Stavros coined it, and it's like, I know we just talked about how you should be able to talk about it. There is a line. And it's
I'll check
That's
it
what I
out.
was talking about. You feel that it's bad. Do you know what I mean? When you watch it, you're like, this isn't funny. You feel the difference.
I'm not talking shit about them, but the last 10 minutes are very much like it's all about trans people.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like not even like making good points.
I have to watch it. I have not watched it. I kind of got lucky getting into this whole thing. I didn't even really know much about the fighter and the kid or any of that side of comedy at all. So my lack of knowledge saved me from probably like maybe getting some cheap views at the beginning of like making those like Brendan and Brian videos.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I
that's
literally
how
just
you
didn't
wanna
know
do
anything
it.
about
Yeah.
it. So it's like kind of off my radar. I know him more as like the Goldbergs gym teacher. My mom, when she visited here, she's like, the Goldbergs gym teacher is doing stand-up at Cap City. We got to go. Because my brother, who's under 21, could get in there. And I was like, and she was like, do you think that we would like it? And my whole family was there. I was like, well, maybe. Like, he seems like it could be a little political, but, you know, probably would be funny.
How was it?
Well, she was like, oh, if it's going to be political, I don't know if I want to go, whatever. She was like, I don't know. And she was like waiting to buy the tickets, and then they sold out. And she was just, my mom's very, very, very supportive of all of this stuff. She was like almost in tears because she looked at the website and she was like, they just added special guest Shane Gillis to this. I know that you would have loved to see this. Oh, our whole family could have gone to see this. I was like, it's fine. It's literally fine. I could probably sleep at the mothership, but I was just trying to tell her that it's fine. And that's my Brian Callen story.
Who would you say is some of the people that drop specials? Like
Joe DeRosa is the first one that comes to mind.
Mm-hmm. What is it? I'm not going to give you...
I Never Promise You a Rose.
Yeah.
Yep. That was good.
That one was very good. Let's see.
Did you see Matt's?
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I didn't watch that one because I've seen him in Austin probably 15 times.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to say I didn't watch that one because he still hasn't given me an interview.
Oh, no.
Like Harbor and...
I was trying to interview him about that special. No, but that,
okay.
But that's probably up there. Well, that's also the other thing I just said. Sorry, I keep popping around the topic.
No,
but the whole Rogan Sphere in Austin thing is very funny to me because you can see Brian Callen and Duncan and Tom maybe every once in a while, but everyone that you see doing comedy around here, it's either just like random or it's like mostly Shane Gillis guys, I feel like.
Yeah. It's a lot of
But
Shane
no one
Gillis
is willing
guys.
to say that because they love him right now. The internet would like tear you apart if you made a video talking about the Shane Sphere in Austin has a trans problem. It's like his fans would tear you apart.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So the internet commenters are scared to accept that reality. And then the comedians might want to be in tires, so they're not going to say anything. It's like, the reality of the Austin scene isn't this like, Bert doesn't even live here.
No, it's not.
Tom
Bert.
is not really going up that often here, as far as I can tell, as someone that's around. It's like it's just very funny to me, and it's not even in a bad way. It's not this racist shithole. There are funny comedians here, and they're mostly like Philadelphia-inspired people. I feel like.
There's a lot
They're
of
from all over the place. It's a melting pot.
But yeah, all over the place. But if you wanted to pin it
Brian
down
Simpson,
like these people do,
you know Brian Simpson?
Oh yeah.
One of the best comics.
Yeah, for sure.
In the country, yeah.
And they
So it's
never
like-
mention him as far as his fear because he's really good.
And he's black.
So it's not racist.
Right, yeah.
It's
No,
like,
he's totally a part of the sphere. It's so it's
but they
it's
never
kinda-
mention that.
It's kind of racist to not mention Brian. It's like, why are you leaving Brian out? Throw Brian in the sphere.
You're segregating Brian from the Rogan Sphere?
Yeah, thank you for having me. And I come back anytime. I'm always so nervous before these because I'm like, usually don't talk without a script and stuff. And I'm like,
Really? Oh no, I think it was good.
But then once it's going, I'm like, oh, I don't want it to end. Invite me back. This is fun.
come back. Will you? Yeah, let's come
for
back.
sure.
All right, fuck yeah. All right, everybody, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.